Greetings, mortals. I am the fallen Shogun, and welcome to Endzone. Something. Endzone is what happens when you take Banished and put it into a future post-apocalyptic scene, as opposed to its medieval apocalyptic kind of situation. So the world's been nuclear fallouted. A lot of people have died. You've opened up your bunker and you've gone to the surface and served several other people, and you're trying to build a colony around storms, death, lots of issues. Let's start with high settlers, and everything else we're going to leave on, I think. Random rain on, high maximum rain contamination, droughts random. So as you can see, a lot of things we can do. Unlock all seeds. Yeah, we'll get the seeds. Research utensils. And begin. So you can see, we're going to have a large map, number of mountains, this is what we're looking at. And let's get our murder on. What are we going to call it? Quietus? Spoilford. Dreadville. Dreadville sounds perfect. Let's go live in Dreadville. So just like Banished, you have adults and children. Children can't do anything, adults can. So you need your people to be happy enough to want to have children. And obviously not happy enough to want to live and all that. So very, very simple. Everything's connected via the road system. So you have food, you have water. Food and water, super, super important, because you'll run out of water really quickly, and we don't really have much in the way of nearby water. Yay, this is a problem. Build that there. So water you pick up from a jetty. You also then need a cistern to store it. Just going to put, let's see here. So we're needing that water to store things. We'll be needing builders. How the game works is you put people into jobs. And we now have 4 builders, as you can see. So we'll be needing people to have the jobs. If people don't have a job, they don't do anything. If you don't have enough people for the job, they also don't do anything. Buffalo cows, those are new. So we're going to have to start working on what we need. So we're going to have to work on what we need and what we don't. So right now we need tasks. So we're going to have to get some wood. We have to get some scrap, because we don't have the buildings for it. We need wood and scrap to build materials. We're going to have to get some houses and things. And every time you play, it's a different thing. This is a very different map to what I'm used to. We're actually next to a shopping centre. Mark for salvage. We're going to have a scout for this. So yeah, we can't do anything with that. That's a problem. So people need houses. Houses, they get to live in and all that. It keeps them away from the elements. The elements, of course, as you can see, highly irradiated. So we're going to have to start building and expanding. Defences. Oh no, that's new. Oh no, there's actually combat now. Never used to be combat. Let's just get a dirt road going. Oh no, there's combat. So yeah, you want people to be happy. They need food, they need water. So obviously we need to make sure things are going. A water point, constantly filled with water. Okay, we're going to have that built here. That'll help out with all the housing we're going to start building around the area. But we need food. We need water. So we're going to go with straight up a fishing hut. Come on. I believe in you. So you have to sort of fiddle occasionally. Darn it, so close. So food and water, like I say, super important. And a highly irradiated ground, even more important, we have to dig it up. There will be dust storms, there will be radiation, there will be minor cases of mass murder. Apparently, because now we have guns. But it all starts very much the same as Banished. You need your food, you need your water, you need your housing, and then it gets more advanced. You'll need clothing and dust protectors, obviously, to stop yourselves from having filter problems. So it gets more advanced as time goes by. Like a decompost there. As you can see, buildings are coming along a bit nice. We obviously speed things up. Water comes in. We'll be needing to collect water at some point. So we have very little in the way of actual water. But of course, collecting rainwater is slightly on the level of collecting liquid poison. Because, you know, pollution has upgraded a little bit since then. Like, to the level of its nuclear fallout, as opposed to just pollution. But, you know, who are we to judge? So yeah, we need to get some people, as you can see. Water, like I say, is super important. Our kids are going down, our adults are going up. We have some houses. We have the beginnings. Let's have someone here. We have the beginnings of an orchard and some fields. This is obviously very important. The orchard, it shows you how long it takes to do anything when you build them, and how much food you get. So this is 0.4 of a year. This is like 8 seasons to grow these, but obviously they'll give a little bit more food over time. So you want to get your plants down quickly, and you want to get as much water as you possibly can as quickly as possible. Now the resources you can pick up are basic. It's water, food, then you get the basic wood and the basic scrap. You can then turn scrap into tools. Obviously wood and scrap can turn into tools. Radiation protection, which is obviously very important to survive radiation. Medication. Then you have cloth. Cloth, metal and plastic can be gained from scrap, so you obviously need a lot more scrap. Obviously electronics and coal are more advanced things. You can obviously burn wood into coal, and obviously electronics are being made by the more advanced layers. So we don't really have any of that, because right now we barely even have wood and scrap. But we need to set up our scrap industry to build what we need. And our scrap industry is, let's see, a scrap yard. We'll grab the scrap. And obviously then we have the recycler, which is how we start grabbing things. Recyclers are the important stuff. But yeah, you are in the world as we know it, give or take a couple of nuclear wars. So we have stuff like broken down buses, broken down trucks, the remnants of ancient buildings. Got lots of trucks, very few buses. Stuff like literally this, interesting location. So you can eventually get scouts you can send out to scout things. Obviously we don't have access to that. Expeditions are a little bit out of our way. Right now we just want to survive. There are trucks everywhere. Train station and the train wreck. But very little in the way. Where were they going? It's like water everywhere. God, wind turbines. So you always explore obviously what you've got. You might find stuff like helipads or nuclear power plants, because just what you want next to you in a nuclear apocalypse is a nuclear bloody power plant. Yeah, that's just what we need, isn't it? Yay! Now let's go back and carry on building. We need more houses, I think. Let's have a look. 5 per one. Yeah, you get 2 adults and 3 children. So we need a few more houses. One of the big things you'll need to do is people get upset in the apocalypse. You find out pretty early on that your guys need happiness, apparently. So you need to make the world attractive for them, or apparently they get really upset and go back and live in the bunker, because that's what intelligent people do. So you have to give them nice things. So I'm actually going to straight up delete these, because what I need to do is leave a single gap so we can make it look nice for them. So this area here is a bit meh, because obviously we didn't leave them enough happiness. Yeah, that's right. Even in the future, when the world's gone to hell, you still have to please people. It's like high school all over again. Typical, isn't it? So you just build hedges and shrubberies and things, and people like it. It makes them just happier. And obviously we need more food. We need more knowledge. Knowledge, of course, will allow us to research new things. Again, we're not at that level. And we also need people to fish. But we're also very low on people with jobs, which is a problem. Because, of course, we need people to be doing jobs. Because if we don't have enough food and water and fish, every little person is going to be a splat on the floor. Probably green. Maybe even turning into a slime. But there you are. So here, the recycler is now done. You can see we can turn scrap into cloth, metal or plastic. So obviously you get to choose. So each recycler you've got, you can choose an extra thing to do. Plastic, of course, being the big one right now. So you need that to start building these to catch water. Which, you know, big thing, big thing. Because if you actually look at the bottom, 2 days of rain, 2 days of no rain, 1 day of rain, and then a drought. A drought will literally be a drought. The floor will be dry, there'll be no water. And right now we are relying on fish and water. So, yeah, when this drought hits in 4 or 5 days, we need to be prepped. And as you can see, we have plenty of space for water. 90,000. And one of the big things you can do is, when people have no jobs, they will work randomly at the gather points. Now, right now, of course, we have a couple of people not doing anything, or a person not doing anything. So we have a couple of people to do those. Obviously, when I get the actual scrap and the woodcutters down, I almost said farmers, we can actually do it properly prioritised and all that. But right now, we're relying on the idle to go out and grab rusty pieces of metal and old needles and so on, and then tell me it's okay. So, you know, you're doing fine. What's this? Form. The form decrees can be imposed on someone if it's a settlers' behaviour. Oh, that's new. There's a pub, if very important. There's a school, an advanced school, and obviously a campfire. So campfires give people like a little bit of attractiveness and so on. So you want to build stuff like this, but they're happy with where they're living. And obviously, apparently, just the surface isn't good enough. But you know, hopefully all the people who complain don't exist for too long. Be able to go bother a different colony. Because ain't no one got time for that in the future. As you can see, the food's coming in. We have 1,000 food. We have 3 different types of food coming in. We have a lot of kids being done. Pablo, Wank, Doris, Noah, Eleonora, and Enzo. So there are names for the people. Obviously, the bar shows you how close they are to becoming real people. Because kids don't count in the apocalypse. I'm afraid to say, kids do not count. We get a second cistern down here. This will allow us to store a bit more water. Obviously, we're only relying on 1 right now. The more water, the merrier. There's an oncoming drought. Our water and our food should be okay for a first tier drought. But I've been wrong before. This game has devastated many of my starting colonies. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. And that truly is the game. Obviously there's a lot more to it with more advanced stuff, but it literally is build, try and survive. Now the biggest problems you will always have will be the droughts. There will always be the droughts. The droughts are nasty, extremely vicious things, and you're going to have major trouble surviving them early on. And also sometimes later on, because you do get to a stage where you think you know what you're doing, and what happens there is you don't. But you think you do, but you don't. So yeah, just keep building, keep growing, put stuff down. Your decorations, like I say, you want your people to be happy, but not too happy. Happy people are okay people. Unhappy people are probably going to eat you. And there we go, that's my happiness meter. One of those on the other side as well. And everyone is going to be alright. And if they're not, well, you probably won't be caring about if they're alright or not if they're not. Let's face it. As you can see here, location attractiveness is pretty good. Because of this stuff being put down here, it's making people a lot happier. Maybe we should... So they wanted us to make protective clothing. The activated carbon mask. They want me to make a high-level carbon item early on. These people hate me, obviously. No electricity. No building condition is going down. And terrestrial radiation is pretty extreme. But nowhere near us. Good. Oh, that's... Good, we're fine. Actually, where is... Actually, I say it's pretty extreme. It's actually pretty mild, the whole thing. Medium is pretty forgiving until it rains radiation. God, this world looks bad, doesn't it? So we're still growing and expanding. Obviously, the great goal of the game is to keep your little city growing. There's no real plan apart from that. You want to just be bigger and better than you used to be. Which in this case is easy-ish. We just, of course, need more supplies, need more water. Now we have people filling in both of these. We just have plenty of water coming in. Let's actually up it to 6. And of course, when we get the plastic, we can actually build a rainwater collector, which will be so useful to catch all of that highly, highly dangerous stuff in the sky. Which used to be rain, and it's now... How do I describe it without using... Wait, have I done this wrong? Without using the phrase acid rain, but with... You know, not acid. Death rain? Murder rain. The goop rain? Yes, it melts your insides. The goop rain. Got achievement said stuck in Peter Pan. What does that mean? Well, yeah, we have only one water supply coming in right now. We obviously need more water. We need a good, steady supply. We obviously need our people to sleep somewhere. We need this to keep on running with recycling, but we do have a scrap issue. Now, of course, we have 6 people working, And again, like I have said, you don't really want them to be working on those things. What we do need to put down, temporary storeroom, maybe. What we do need to put down is a forester's lodge. So this will also allow us to like plant things as well. So we get that down, we can actually start doing nicer things. Now, just a sec, I need to quickly build some stuff up. Because obviously you can actually just build it in grids and stuff, but I want it to look a little bit more natural. Look at the forester's lodge here, on the edge. This will allow us to grow trees, and obviously prioritise people not dying. Because obviously I want these people here to not be working here, I want them to work on the scrap. So you're going to go away. But we are very low on wood, we're very low on scraps, so I have to put it back, of course I do. So yeah, I think we're doing nicely. Put you here. Oh look, the droughts happen. So out of water, the ground is completely dying. It's what we have to deal with. And obviously I've set it up so it's occasional, but you will find occasionally this happens a lot. And the bigger your pop, the more your world will almost definitely bloody stop. Because of course, once things go down, everything dies. So we're going to do this here, this is going to clear the area with some scrap, and then we're going to build, let's see this? Beans are 0.4 season, 144 food. No, not beans, tomatoes. No, beans are at 216, 1.3 season. So as you can see, this gives us a lot more food and works quicker. But obviously you want a decent supply of different amounts of food, because the more food your people have, the happier they are. So you do need a balanced, varied diet, which our peasantry do not in fact have. How's our scrap collecting going on? It isn't. Let's move it to here. Go grab. We need to get this up and running. One of the big things you will need to do is keep an eye on your population. Right now we have 29 adults. We're starting to get to a stage where our water and our food supplies are going up too much. Way too much. I should have a lack of tools. Let's decline. Yeah, I know you hate me. 41 people need clothing, 4 people need tools. So yeah, we need to make stuff going on, but yeah. You want to make sure this is too much. 29 people at this earlier stage. Our water and our food levels are dropping significantly. So now we need to work at more food. And easily accessible food at the beginning is water based. So we'll be needing fish, we'll be needing water, so we have to go move over there. And obviously this is going to start snowballing. The more people we need to actually grab the food, the more houses and things we need, the more people we need for food, the more houses we need. It's a vicious cycle of horribleness. Also, this circle here is an efficiency circle. You really don't want to have it, it's like the circle is overlapping with another one, because you see this? Do here. Only a single dot. Come on, you can do it. Yeah? Really? So do this here, the efficiency of both drops to 80%. So you can sort of spam them, but in reality you want them to be slightly further away, as you can see, like this. Nope, not like that, that is just wrong. So you do want to make sure similar buildings are not next to each other. But obviously you want to do it in such a way that you're not wasting space and resources anyway. So, yeah, there's things you can do. Also, you don't want to get to the stage where basically all your stuff is water-based, because everything is water-based. When there's a big, massive drought, you may not survive unless you have a massive amount of storage, and sometimes you'll be literally living on the edge of survival, which is always a problem. So right now, happiness is going down a little bit. Our population is about 50, which isn't that good. We have too many people. So we've got the numbers of people doing all the stuff. Probably even get another orchard. This needs to be 9 then. But yeah, we're going to get some more food and stuff growing. We're going to get more things growing. We need more food, we need more people. But of course we also need more protective clothing. The more houses we have, the more people start procreating. It's a vicious snowballing system, exactly like Banished. You have to keep an eye on. Otherwise your people will literally get you killed and then blame you for it, because they're horrible people and no one likes them. Anyway, I've been the Fallen Shogun. This has been a look at... Where are you going to put you? Just here. Endzone. World Apart. If you want to see more of it, please tell me in the comments down below. I can easily turn this into a series. If you don't want to see more of it, also tell me down below, and I'll probably listen to you too. But either way, take care, be awesome, be epic, be amazing, and hopefully you guys stay safe out there because the world is still dangerous, and I will be seeing you next time. And also, tell a loved one you care about them, just in case, because you never want your last words to be an argument. And I'll see you another time.